ICE is buying incinerators, and now we have proof. A Navy contract was just released showing the Navy is managing the construction of a massive network of immigration detention centers across the nation. And what's included in the contract is extremely disturbing. It describes tent cities that can hold 10,000 people each, with a specific provision for biohazard incinerators under the medical and death section. That means they are specifically planning for death and choosing to burn the evidence right there on site. The reason DHS is paying the Navy $55 billion for this is so they can get this nationwide network of giant detention centers with infrastructure for handling death built as quickly as possible. And they tried to do it quietly by updating the Navy's existing contract to make this deal instead of creating a new contract specifically for this. Here are my sources if you want more information.
We got some of these in here today. CT Sales in Dawson, Minnesota. These are incinerators. This is the XL. Floors perforated for air and natural, so they'll burn hot. It's got to be 3/16 construction, the whole thing. It's heavy. Fork pockets to move it with your skid loader or forklift. Telehandler. This is the large, and this is the medium. Can empty them out. Yeah. DM me if you're interested.
So this is the rabbit hole that I went down tonight about medical waste management and ICE detention facilities that are being built. So there's over 20 plus detention centers that can hold thousands of people being built across the United States. Here's reporting of some of the things that are being built in these detention centers. Incinerators are being requested to be built in order to deal with medical waste management or biohazard materials at these ICE detention facilities. Has that been done before? No. If you go here, you can see that in April of 2024, no medical incinerators have been a thing. If you go back further in time, per the EPA standards, in 1990, I searched this document as well. No place has medical incinerators on site. Everything is placed in a red bag or a double red bag or something with a biohazard sticker on it that says medical waste to be disposed at a secondary location. So why would incinerators be requested to be built at multiple ICE detention facilities?
On today's update of what the fuck is going on in this country, the U.S. Navy just updated an existing contract accepting $55 billion from the Department of Homeland Security to fund concentration camps across this nation. The concentration camps in question are mostly centrally located, also very heavily on the East Coast and a little bit to the south as well. These concentration camps are tent cities, as they're described, that hold upwards of 10,000 people. The most sinister part about this entire thing is the fact that they're putting aside funds for biohazard incinerators. I'm going to say that one more time. Biohazard incinerators. I'm sorry, is that familiar? The DHS is anticipating high volumes of death. Do with this information what you will.
Okay. Call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rahawah Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth who rule well, as it is written in 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 17. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that have been scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, that look like the heathen nations, that have been intermingled in their seed with the heathen nations. Shalom. This is Matazah Lacham. I've seen this video on the brother from Arrows of Indignation. I usually visit his channel frequently on a daily basis to see What other bullshit that these Edomite devils using the reptile theory are they using? Reptile theory? Okay, well, let's go find out what it is. Okay, let's go to ChatGPT, see if I can find it. Let me type in, oh, no, reptile theory. What is it? Reptile theory can mean two very different things depending on the context. So remember, the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, the Southern Poverty Law Center, okay, and the IDF and the Israeli Mossad now are in control of all technology within the United States by reason of an agreement betwixt the Israeli government, which is a foreign entity, and the United States government. Okay, it is official. In psychology and neuroscience, this comes from the triune brain model proposed by neuroscientist Paul MacLean in the 1960s. He suggested the brain evolved in three layers: reptilian brain, brainstem, and basal ganglia, survival instincts, aggression, territorial behavior, fight or flight responses, the limbic system, emotions and bonding, and the neocortex, reasoning, language, and abstract thought. The reptile brain idea is often used metaphorically to describe instinct-driven behavior. Okay, modern neuroscience considers the model oversimplified. The brain does not function in clean evolutionary layers like that, though the survival instinct concept still has explanatory value. In conspiracy culture, a non-scientific claim, reptile theory often refers to the idea that shape-shifting, blah, 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 fuck all that bullshit. Why the idea spreads, the reptile imagery taps into ancient serpent symbolism, fear archetypes, distrust of elites or power structures. That's what I was trying to get to. The last point. Symbolically, reptilian is sometimes used to describe cold, predatory, or manipulative behavior, but that is metaphorical, not literal. Bullshit. It doesn't have anything to do with metaphor. With a metaphor. Okay. Let's see. What was it? Let's go back over here to reptile theory. Reptile. Right. Okay. Reptile theory. Boom. What is it? Reptile theory is a plaintiff litigation strategy designed to trigger jurors' primal survival instincts, framing the defendant's actions as a direct threat to the community's safety rather than just a case-specific wrong. By establishing safety rules and showing they were broken, lawyers aim to invoke fear and anger and compelling a large punitive verdict to protect the jury. Okay, in other words, when you're in a court of law, the prosecuting attorney goes over to the, you've seen it on TV, you've seen it on all those law and order television shows, stuff like that. And the prosecuting attorney goes over to the defendant, asking certain questions, and then the questions are then redirected toward the jury, and and allows the prosecutor to put the jury in the position of the victim of the defendant. How would you feel? What would you do? Blah blah blah. This brings about a blanket decision for all the jurors would find the defendant guilty of this or that because of the damage done psychologically by the prosecutor to the jury, placing the jury as the victim. You see what I'm saying? That's what they're saying. Okay. Now, the jury in this happenstance are you, the public, the people. The defendant, okay, are all of the government officials. Okay. The victim are the individuals in the Epstein files. Okay. What they plan by using this reptile theory is they overload your senses to where you don't have any other choice but to choose to accept the horror that is in the Epstein files that come out every day. It gets worse and worse and worse. Okay, overloading your systems psychologically, physically, morally, spiritually, all at once, simultaneously in a polycrisis towards your entire being as a human being. Okay, and then overload it and desensitize you simultaneously to right and wrong. So this way they can manipulate the narrative of what is right and what is wrong by overloading your senses and desensitizing you to wickedness and evil. Now, you've seen this video. This is being done deliberately because there's a specific sort of individuals that are going to be caught up, okay, in this reptile theory. Okay? They're going to be, okay, the goal is to bypass logical evidence-based reasoning and appeal to the reptilian primitive brain, which prioritizes immediate safety. Methodology. Plaintiffs' attorneys often use safety rule questions during depositions and trials, such as, do you agree that a truck driver must always act to avoid a collision? Blah, blah, blah. The narrative. The argument focuses on how the defendant's behavior poses a risk to everyone, including the jurors. Okay? Remember, you're the jurors. Okay? The narrative, the argument focuses on the defendant's behavior poses a risk to you, the people of the United States government who are complicit in the opening up of these Epstein files that were originally designed to overload your senses with evil and wickedness and bloodshed and murder and rape and you name it. Okay? To get you accustomed to what they're going to do next. Okay? You understand now? This way, you will be so desensitized with the wickedness of these Edomite devils, it'll just be an everyday occurrence that they're putting people in FEMA camps to incinerate them. They're putting people in FEMA camps to behead them. Because that's the next thing on the list. Once all of the incinerators are in place for adults and children, because you had an extra large for the adults and the smaller for the children. Okay? Real shit. Now, they're going to bring in smart guillotines next. There are over 30,000 guillotines in the United States located in Montana and in Washington, D.C. They're going to get, there's 50 states, right? 30,000 guillotines. That means in 50 states, that's 600 smart guillotines per state. So on an average, that's got to be on average of 30 guillotines along with all of these incinerators in each of the FEMA camps located across the United States, which they just showed you a map of where they're all located. Okay? Right? Now, common applications. Okay, the narrative. The argument focuses on how the defendant's behavior poses a risk to everyone, including the jurors, urging them to send a message to prevent future danger. Common applications primarily used in personal injury, negligence, trucking, and medical malpractice lawsuits. Okay? This is the wickedness of these goddamn Edomite Caucasian devils, man. Okay? I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to show you a map, if I can. Okay? I'm going to show you a map. Okay? Of where all these where all these are located. Salakia. Let me see if I can find you one. Okay, hold on. Nah, let me see if I can find you a map of all the locations of all these FEMA camps. Boom. 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 Okay? Turn it this way. Get you a larger picture. Okay? These are all the FEMA camp locations located within the United States. Okay? That's just within the United States and Canada. Okay? You got Florida, you got Texas going on. Okay? That's where they're at. They've got most of them located in the Deep South, where the vast majority of the children of Israel are located. Primarily the tribe of Judah, that consists of Negroes, which is a mistransliteration of the word Hebrew or Igbo or Hebo. That's what they used to call us in the 15 and 1600s, 1700s, was Hebos. Then they started calling us Hebrews. Then they changed to Negroes, right? These devils have been constantly changing the name of us as God's chosen people to continue to sow confusion. Okay? This is where the location of these people of where they're located. Okay? Now, what they want to do is that now they're making tent cities. The tent cities are for the homeless. Get rid of the homeless first. Okay? Then get rid of the illegal immigrants. Then get rid of Judah. That's the plan. Okay? And they're running out of time. So now they're starting to speed up the process. See? This is the wickedness of these goddamn animals, man. Okay? These people have to be stopped. The only person that can stop these individuals from doing all of this wickedness on the face of the earth is Yahushua HaMashiach, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay? And that's twice. That's twice. This video done chimed. Clearly, I'm correct. Okay? Boom. Boom. Right? Hold on. I want you to read something. You need to know this, right? Okay? Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments. See notably Isaiah chapter 34, verse 5 and 6, and Isaiah 63, verse 1. She, Edom, who figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures, is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from God. That's why. Revelation chapter 12, verse 7, or verse 12, Rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil hath come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time. Let's read something else, okay? Washington cannot broker peace negotiations on behalf of the Palestinian people, the Palestinian and Jerusalemite family, with the 13th Jewish tribe of European Ashkenazi Khazars. Okay? They can't broker peace negotiations. Can't be done. Okay? Who, contrary to Nikki Haley's assertions at the United Nations today, do not carry any biological lineage. That means no blood. That's the reason why it is illegal. It is against the law in the land of Israel to get a blood sample or a blood test proving who you are by genetic history. It's illegal. It's against the law. Okay? This is the reason why. Contrary to Nikki Haley's assertions at the United Nations today, do not carry who? The 13th Jewish tribe of European Ashkenazi Khazars, those individuals over there calling themselves Jews and are not, but do lie. Those that are calling themselves the Jews, but are of the synagogue of Satan right now. Ran by President Satan, nothing, not a Jew. Okay? These individuals do not carry any biological lineage to the original black, brown, 12 tribes of Hebrew Israelites. Let's say that again. They do not carry who? The 13th Jewish tribe of European Ashkenazi Khazars. Edomites do not carry any biological, that's bloodline, genetics, right? Any biological lineage to the original black, brown, 12 tribes of Hebrew Israelites, nor can they trace any historical relation to Jerusalem, Palestine. Okay? So those people over there are claiming to be us, are not. They're telling a goddamn lie. Okay? To the entire world, and the entire world ate it up. Oh, yep, they ate it up. This is where they came from. Okay? The Khazar kingdom in the early 10th century. Khazaria. If you put the modern day map over this land of Khazaria, you're going to find Ukraine all goddamn day long. Ukraine. Do you understand me? Kievan Rus, right? The Holy Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, right? Kievan Rus, okay, are the Russians. Volga, Bulgaria, right? The Chinese. Kharzm, right? Byzantine Empire, Persia. See? The Edomites were surrounded. Okay? So they had to have a choice. They had to, but that's a different video. I'll go into it later because I got proofs in here already. I don't have to do too much searching. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find that. It's a United States map it's a map of the United States all the way across the Union, where more proofs of these so-called these FEMA camps are, not so-called. And yeah, that's what they want to do, man. They want to burn your ass the fuck up. Okay, they're gonna, if they can't burn your ass up, okay, they're gonna find some other reason, some other kind of way to do you in. That's these Edomite devils, man. Okay. This symbol was condemned in the Old Testament. This symbol was condemned in the New Testament. King David had nothing to do with this symbol. Okay, then it gives you biblical scriptures where you can go double check yourself. Amos chapter 5, verse 26. Acts chapter 7, verse 43. So why on earth is the United States standing by this symbol? See? It tells you, man. The name Rothschild comes from the German phrase Zum Rothenschild, which means at the red shield. The name refers to the house where the Rothschild family lived for generations in Frankfurt's Isch ghetto in the 16th century. At the time, houses were identified by signs with different colors, numbers, and symbols, or colors or symbols, not numbers. The name comes from the Middle High German words Rot, which means red, and Schild, which means sign or shield. The earliest recorded use of the name dates back to the 13th century. Okay? Red can have negative psychological associations, including danger, anger, and aggression. Okay? Danger. Red is often used to warn people of danger, such as in stop signs, sirens, fire engines. It can also be used in non-literal ways, like the phrase in the red to describe financial loss, or red flag to indicate something is wrong. One study found that people were faster to classify words and symbols associated with danger when they were shown in red compared to green or gray. Okay? So like it. All right? Anger. Red is often associated with anger, and people who are angry are sometimes said to see red. One study found an implicit association between red and anger. Aggression. Red is also associated with aggression and war. There's no other aggressive people that are naturally warlike but the Edomites. Okay? And this is where they brought in and whitewashed history. This is what they're trying to cover up that the world is uncovering. Right? Okay? All right, let me go here. All right. I'm trying to find that map of the United States. Okay, it's in here. I know it is because I took a picture. Boom, 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 boom. Let's get them. Boom. That's where they're at, people. That's where they want to put these tent cities. Okay, same places. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Where I'm located is in the Kansas City area in 7. These are the 10 regions in the book of Revelation, about when it says the 10th part of the city fell. The 10th part of the city. This is the entire city. United States is one giant city. Okay, from one end to the other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, real shit. This is it, man. This is what they want. Okay, and they want the whole, all of this. They even got Hawaii and Guam in there at the bottom. Okay, these devils are going to come down with great wrath because they know they have a short period of time. Right? This is what they want for individuals that comply. Right? The New World Order. This is what they want at the end of the day. Okay? And if you're not complicit on what these devils want, they got a place to put you. They're going to burn you up and they're going to behead your ass. That's what the plan is. Okay, now let me go over here to, okay, because that's what these devils want, man. They don't give a shit. Okay? Okay? They are not going to obey the Most High God. They ain't going to do it. It ain't going to happen. Okay? Let's go to Isaiah chapter 25, verse 7, because that's what they're doing, man. Right? And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people and the veil that is spread over all nations. Okay? And the faster they're being uncovered, the faster they're trying to cover shit back up. And there's really nothing they can do about it, man. I mean, they're completely exposed. And they know that they're running out of time because they know that by the biblical scriptures and the biblical prophecies that are in the scriptures, that they're pretty much finished. They got to push this thing now while they got a chance. Okay, they're gonna have to before the people rebel. And like I said before, there's really nothing anybody can do about this shit. This is the will of the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Okay, let me see. All right. Is that it? Yep, Department of Homeland Security. Let me get my glasses because I can't read. Oh, I can read, but I can't see. That's what I meant to say. So like you. And I know some of these videos get long, but I can't help it. I'm long-winded. Okay. Okay, now listen to this. Department of Defense Directive. Okay, let me just type that in. I'll just type it in. I'll show you. DOD Directive 5240. Is it 40? 01? I think it is. Yeah. DOD Directive 5240.01. DOD Intelligence and Intelligence-Related Activities and Defense Intelligence Component. Okay? Okay. All right, I'm trying to find out which one. Executive Services Directorate. It's a PDF file. All righty. Yada. Okay. All right. Let's see. Well, anyway, the DOD, Department of Defense, quietly reissues DOD Directives 5240.01, expanding the use of lethal force against U.S. citizens in potential deadly domestic situations. Come on. Let me see if it's there. Right? See? Hold on. Okay, here it is. Commentators have posited that new language in the directive indicates that the federal government is planning to use lethal force against Americans during or after the upcoming presidential election. In reality, while some of the legal authorities governing domestic deployment of the military lack sufficient safeguards and are in urgent need of reform, the changes to this directive do not reflect any change in DOD policy and provide no new authority to deploy the military domestically or to use lethal force in such deployments. In short, the changes present no reason for concern. This is the lie, right? Okay. On September 27th, 2024, or was 2020, Slovakia, they published an updated version of this directive, which lays out department policies governing when, where, and how defense intelligence components, apply. This may provide assistance to civilian authorities, including civilian law enforcement agencies. Right? See, so this is all about the Department of Homeland Security has definition of expansion, which constitutes domestic terrorism. DHS, or Department of Homeland Security, has flagged individuals questioning the COVID juice efficacy or election integrity as potential threats. They may target Americans who exercise their freedom of speech, complain about getting the next jab, or question its effectiveness, right? They protest against election results, fraud, or post anything on social media government disagrees with. The feds now have a reason to join with local law enforcement to do whatever they want to Americans 72 full hours before getting official permission to use deadly force against Americans due to a perceived imminent threat. Okay? See, and these groups of individuals, they've reasonably anticipated an imminent threat from you. So the more that they push the reptile theory on your mind and desensitize you to what's going on in the Epstein files and who's all involved, the more it would be more palatable for you to accept the American citizens being incinerated, which goes back to the what these Edomites were doing to what the Nazis were doing to the so-called Jews who are not with the the Ashkenazi Khazars in Germany and in Poland during World War II. That's basically all this is about. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to martial law. Martial law. Okay. Boom. Martial law is the temporary emergency-driven substitution of military authority for civilian rule, typically invoked during war. So once America goes to war, they can institute martial law in the United States and start putting millions of people in these tent cities, like the video said, 10,000 a day, 10,000 at a time. That means that they're just grabbing people out of the street. Blacks, whites, Mexican, Asian, they don't give a shit. They're snatching you out of your cars, trucks, vans, kicking your goddamn door in at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning using jade helm in order to do this thing. Okay? That's what they're going to do. It's the fucking plan. Okay? I just told you the New World Order. I just showed you what they plan to do to you. They don't give a shit about you. Fuck you. They, as far they're exposed, and they believe that you don't believe that they're the people. They believe that the United States government and the citizens of the United States government pose an imminent threat of civil unrest. So they're going to take the initiative. They're going to take. This is a preemptive strike against you already. Okay, it was already in their law. Okay, it's a so-called temporary emergency-driven. It's emergency-driven invoked during war, disasters, or severe civil unrest, and empowers military personnel to suspend civil liberties, replace local courts, and enforce laws directly. Rights like habeas corpus may be suspended, allowing detention without charge. That's the plan. Okay? Consequences. The military takes over policing, government functions, and the judiciary. Fundamental rights such as freedom of assembly or speech may be suspended. Rights of civilians, right? That goes off into famine of the word, right? Let's go get it. Where is it? Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they, being the children of Israel, and those individuals that want the truth, right, shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. Right? Okay. How are they going to find the word of the Lord? Right? Let's go over here to Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely the Lord God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. Right? Right? Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 35 and 15. Went too far. Boom. I have sent also unto you all my servants the prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, Return ye now every man from his evil way, and amend your doings, and go not after other powers or gods to serve them. And ye shall dwell in the land which I have given to you and to your fathers, but ye have not inclined your ear, nor hearkened unto me. Okay? I have also sent to you all my servants the prophets, sending them repeatedly, saying, Let every one of you turn now from his evil way and alter your behavior, and do not follow other gods to worship and serve them, which every Sunday you go and worship other gods to serve them. Cicero Borgia, long flowing hair like a fucking woman. Paul the Apostle said, Doesn't nature in itself teach you that it is a shame for a man to have long hair? For long hair is a covering for the woman, not for the man, to enhance her beauty towards the man. The man is supposed to have short hair, not that long hair of a woman. But this is the image that these Edomites have whitewashed history and convinced you and coerced you by skillful manipulation of what was there by whitewashing it all, okay, and saying that they are God, they're Moses, they are the angels, they are the son of the Most High God, and you followed in behind them and you believed it. So that puts you in violation of the law of the Most High God, right? Let every one of you turn now from his evil way and alter your behavior. How do you alter your behavior? You repent. Like it says in Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 67, it says, leave off from your, let me go get it. Hold on. Boom, boom. Hold on. Second Ezra chapter 16, right? Verse 67. Behold, the Most High himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities to meddle no more with them forever. So shall the Most High lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. Right? What type of trouble? Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that there is none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he, being the elect, those individuals that the Most High had predetermined for salvation to be saved out of that trouble. And the only way that you could be able to do that by altering your behavior is to leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities. What is sin? 1 John chapter 3, verse 4, he that sinneth transgresseth also the law, for sin is transgression of the law. What is iniquity? Sin added unto sin, unrepented of. Okay? To meddle no more with sin and iniquity forever. That's how you alter your behavior. Are we clear? Okay, so the Most High shall lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. Verse 68, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols. So they're going to feed you all of the unclean foods sacrificed unto idols, human flesh, okay, all kinds of different shit that they're going to feed you. Do you understand me? In these tent cities until the day that you are incarcerated or incinerated or beheaded, depending on, a list. Okay, let's go get that list. Is it on this one? Let me see. Salakia. Nope, it's not in this one. Let's go back to, okay, here. Where's that list? Is that it? No. Okay. Let's go down here. Yeah, I think it's down here at the bottom. Salakia. Okay. Let's get that list. There's a list. Okay. Red list, blue list, green list, yellow list. Is that it? No. Is that it? No. Salakia. I'm just trying to find it. There it is. Boom. List. This is a list of individuals. Okay. This is a list of individuals that are going to get caught up in the game. All right. This is where you're going to, Isaiah 4:1. Right. Blue list, red list, yellow list, green list. These lists are likely categories used, blah, blah, blah. Red list may represent individuals or groups seen as posing the highest threat or actively opposing the government. Okay, such as white supremacist groups, outspoken talk show hosts, podcasters, groups such as IUIC, Great Millstone. These are individuals that'll be on the red list, right? On those on the red list are going to be charged with sedition, right? And be charged with summary execution under martial law. Summary execution is the act of unaliving a person without a fair trial or legal process. It is a tactic used to enforce compliance and terrorize a population. Summary executions are often associated with counterinsurgency, terrorism, guerrilla warfare, and other situations where normal procedures for handling prisoners are disrupted. And the only way that these procedures are disrupted is the end of habeas corpus, which allows you due process under court of law to be judged by a court of your peers, who are the jurors, which we went into already, the reptile theory. See how this big picture just went back to the original, what I was trying to explain to you? Okay, yellow list could indicate those who are potentially disloyal or pose a moderate risk. So those are individuals that follow behind the individuals that are on the red list. Okay, now everybody's on a list. That's the reason why I put a video back a couple years ago concerning David Greenberg. David Greenberg in 2019 was assassinated or put to sleep by these devils because he had revealed the program or the plan that they have that they're going to implement today. back then in 2019 because they weren't ready. Okay? But he was a whistleblower and they put him to sleep for it. Okay? This guy, David Greenberg. He knew about Stephen Miller. He knew about Donald Trump. Salakia, all of this shit. Project 2025, the whole plan. I got a video about David Greenberg on this channel and on my backup channel. Okay? I strongly suggest that you go read it because not read it, but go listen. It's about an hour and 20 minutes. But it definitely goes off into biblical scriptures. It goes into Mr. Greenberg breaking down Project Zephyr and Project Pogo. Project Pogo is the Israeli Mossad, Israeli Defense Forces infiltrating the United States government's technology and technological grid, okay, and their wireless fidelity in order to spy on U.S. citizens. And then Project Zephyr puts them on a list, and these are the lists, okay? Now, blue list might represent those considered reliable or loyal to the government, right? Green list could signify individuals or groups who are viewed as safe or neutral. They just want to go to work every day and receive a paycheck. They'll be the ones at the first of the line to take the radio frequency identification micro C-HIP, which is called the mark of the beast. The beast system, okay, ran by the Edomites because they look at the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai looks at Esau Edom as the devil, a wild brute beast, a wild bestial-like man, okay, that's running the entire world, okay, through the beast system. And the only way to access the beast system is through the digital ID, okay? Alrighty, so that's basically it, man. I didn't want to stay on the video too long. I just wanted to let you know that this is what these motherfuckers are planning. Martial law involves the temporary substitution of military authority for civilian rule, okay? And as far as you cultural Christians, you're fucked. Definition of a cultural Christian: someone who appreciates Christian culture or values, but may not practice Christianity or identify as a theist, or one who believes in the Most High, or power greater than themselves. They may have become a Christian through baptism, attending church, or being a good person. People identify as cultural Christians for a number of reasons, including family background, personal experiences, and the social and cultural environment in which they grew up. Okay? So Trump's deportation push expected to utilize the military. They're using ICE. Okay? Now, all he's got to do is go to war and enact the Alien and Sedition Acts and the Sedition Act of 1798. That's all he's got to do. Boom. That'll be that, and your name will be attached to a list and given to Pam Bondi, who is a loyalist. Okay? And sign your name. That is a giant, that list that she's got that has all of these individuals attached to a red dot, a blue dot, a green dot, a yellow dot, okay, will be on your mailbox, or it would be on the mailbox next to your house of which dot that you're accustomed to. Back in 2019, they had a red dot on my house because that's when I first came into the truth full force. Okay? They had a red dot on my house. I'm fucked. Okay? I peeled it off my fucking toolbox. I've had weirdos parked in front of my fucking house ever since. You know, I went up there and just confronted one of these crackers. He jumped out with a box talking about what they need to do to upgrade the grid, you know, for the transformers that sit behind everybody's house in my neighborhood. Because the neighborhood that I live in is predominantly black and Latino. So-called black, so-called Latino, which are the children of Israel. There's nobody lives over in this whole area over here where I live at, okay? But so-called blacks and so-called Latinos. Mexicans, okay? Real shit. These devils, they're the devil the Bible speaks of, man, okay? I'm telling you. And, I mean, there ain't nothing we can do, man, okay? We have to believe that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the creator of the heavens, the earth, the sea, all that is therein, and the foundations of earth, of the water, okay, is coming to save us. That's where our faith lies, man. Okay? This is what they want. If you ain't a part of their program, If you ain't a part of that program, okay, you're going to be incinerated. You're going to be beheaded. Okay, let's go get it. Revelation. Salaki for making these videos so long, but I can't help it. Revelation chapter 20. Right? Okay, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. That would be Yahweh Hamashiach, right? That chain is going to put Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, in slave. And them and the heathen nations, because the Most High, the crown of all nations, a crown will be put on his head when he takes down all the nations. He'll be in control of all nations, and not the nations themselves. Verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Now during this 1,000 years that Esau, Edom, the so-called, was at the bottom, in the bottomless pit, he was poor, broke, destitute, and in need of funds. He was a slave during that time, an indentured servant for the most part. Okay? He wasn't a slave, he was an indentured servant. He was hired labor, okay, of the slave owners. During that time, there was the rulership of the Byzantine Empire for 1,000 years. The Byzantine Empire was ruled mostly by Moors. Moors is another word for black or dark-skinned, swarthy-colored person, right? Alrighty. Verse 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season. During the Renaissance period, the rebirth of the Roman Empire, the empire of the Edomites, in the middle to late 1400s, okay, 1492, the rebirth of the Roman Empire through the Renaissance period, which means rebirth, these devils were loosed back upon the earth. And that's the first thing they did, was they deceived the nations as soon as they came out by whitewashing history and made you believe that Cicero Borgia, with his long flowing hair like a woman, was the son of God and loves everybody, while at the same time oppressing the children of Israel, right? Verse 4, my point. And I saw thrones, and sitting on them were those to whom judgment was given. That is, the authority to act as judges was given. And those individuals that have the authority to act as judges upon the earth are the righteous men, the prophets standing on street corners, risking their lives and their freedom to tell you the truth to your face. But you won't listen. You won't stop and hear what they have to say. You drive right on by. You scoff and mock, spit out your window, talk shit, flip us off as you drive by. Okay, and I saw the souls of those who have been beheaded because of their testimony of Yahweh Shai, and because of the word of the Most High, which is the testimony that they held, that they know that they're the Israelites of the Holy Bible. They rehearse the righteous acts, which is found in Judges chapter 5, verse 11, which is to fear God and keep his commandments, found in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter: fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. The only people that the Most High sees as men are the people that he brought out of Egypt with a strong arm, and a strong arm stretched out, okay, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, the glory, the covenants, the giving of the law, the services of the Most High, and the promises. Those are the only people that are constituted in the eyes of the Lord as men. Everyone else is a wild brute beast, because they were not giving the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? They were given copies, and they all ruined everything. Okay, but the law was given to us. So the only one that the Most High considers men are us, the Israelites, right? What about the women? The women are the rib from the man. Woo man. The woman is supposed to be in subjection underneath her husband. So she would be covered. When the Most High looks at that man, the woman is covered immediately. That's what about the woman? What the fuck? Okay? Use your brain. Oh, that's right. Most of you don't have one, or you don't activate the electrical synapses in your brain to actually use cognitive thinking, rational thought. You don't use that. Oh well, whatever. And I saw the souls of those who had been beheaded because of their testimony of Yahweh Shai, and because of the word of the Most High, and those who had refused to worship the beast or his image. In other words, you refuse to take the radio frequency identification MOTB mark, and refuse to go into their new world order willingly. Because through digital ID, The only way you can access that digital ID and that central bank digital currency is to participate willingly in a cashless society. That is the image of the beast. The image of the beast is the cashless society. The mark to access digital ID is the mark of the beast, okay? And central bank digital currency is called universal basic income, which they would be given you for accepting the ability to participate in the cashless society to go about your life, okay? You can't drive a car anymore. You got to pay extra money on top of rent, okay? And there's too many complications. Just get ready to repent and go home to see the Lord. That's what you need to do, because we're at the end of this thing, and the human flesh that has been completely defiled with all of the wickedness that Esau, Edom could possibly muster has defiled your body. Your body cannot survive in the presence of the Most High. It has to be changed from corruption to incorruption, from mortal to immortality. It has to be changed from human to superhuman, from terrestrial to extraterrestrial. Do you understand that now? Okay? And if you're not one of those individuals predetermined to receive that change, you're going to be left here and melted, you're going to be left here incinerated, or you're going to be left here and be beheaded. Now, some of us that believe on the name of Yahweh Shai and on the name of Yahweh will be victims right along with you. But let's go get that. Second Ezra. Where's I at? I was just there, wasn't I? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery. So those individuals that are part of the Most High's elect, that are going to be put into these tent cities, like the video says, because I'm going to show it again before I close out. Okay, these tent cities to be incinerated or to be beheaded. Okay, it's taken for misery, right? And they're going from us to be utter destruction, right? Incinerated, but they are in peace. Why? Because they didn't take the mark of the beast. They didn't have anything more to worry about. Their souls are going to be directly put into bodies extraterrestrial, superhuman, immortal, changed into another meaning of what it means to be human. Superhuman, extraterrestrial, immortal. Okay? For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. That's our hope. What is hope? Faith. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders had good reward. Who are our elders? Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Gideon, Samson, Ezra, Nehemiah, Amos, Jonah, Nehemiah, Habakkuk, Hosea, Haggai, Zechariah, Zephaniah, Malachi, right? Those are, okay, right? Those are our elders. For our elders had good report. Our fathers had good report, right? They had good report. And their good report was that they had faith in the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right? Which is hope. Yet is their hope full of immortality. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai proved them and found them worthy for himself. Just like he proved his son and found worthy, okay, to be called the high priest in heaven after the order of Melchizedek, right? Or Melach Tazadok, right? The king of peace, the king of Salem, right? The high priest in the heaven, right? That our mediator, our attorney in the heaven before the Most High, okay? And he takes the blame of all of the wickedness that we've done upon himself, where the blood that he shed covers us when we make mistakes in keeping the law. Because I mean, we know you can't keep the law perfectly. It's impossible. But the grace and mercy that's been afforded us by the Most High, sending his only begotten Son to shed his blood to cover those elect chosen out of the world. That's the reason why we implore to you on those street corners every week or every day of every week to get your goddamn ass out of the way of Babylon the Great. Get out of the way, man. So God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the creator of all things and the father of spirits, the father of lights, can destroy these goddamn devils from before your face. And you could stand on the sea of glass looking down at the destruction of what the Most High had promised you by biblical prophecy. Instead of being burnt as a victim of the wrath of the Lord and the cup of indignation that will be poured out upon you for being hard-headed and stiff-necked. Okay? As gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. And in the time of their visitation they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people. How are we going to have dominion over the people? Like it says in Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. Right? And the elect shall take the kingdom. We're going to take the kingdom. How? The 144,000. We're going to take it by force. We're going to be changed from corruption to incorruption, from mortal to immortality, from terrestrial to extraterrestrial. Changed into another meaning. And we'll have spiritual power to take the kingdom from all of these fuckers. They're done, man. Okay? They're done. Why do you think that they're speeding up the time clock? They're running out of time. They know the Son of the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, whose name is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, is here. And the angels are ready to go. They're finished. They're doing extra odious witchcrafts and extra odious things. They're trying to do all of this stuff and worshiping babies, drinking of blood, changing of kind. They're doing every goddamn thing that is evil and wicked in order to get the demons to side with them. They don't understand that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, as it says in the book of Isaiah chapter 45 verse 7, I form the light, I create darkness, I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. He is a God and a power of balance. Perfect balance. Yahweh Shai sits on his right hand side, Satan sits on the left. They both do as the Most High hath commanded them to do in righteousness, one way or the other. If the Most High sends evil spirits and angels amongst you and does evil in your sight and you don't understand it, it is because the Most High has decided to destroy and burn your ass up. That's the reason why you don't get it. As to the reason why these Epstein files and all of this shit has been going on for so many decades. What do you mean decades? Hundreds of years. They're just telling you in these Epstein files what they want you to know. They're not telling you what they're doing every day. These people are eating babies every day, drinking blood, man. That's what they fucking drink. They'd rather drink that than drink a beer or drink water. Okay? They're telling you what they're doing. You shit. But they know that you can't do anything about it. That's the reason why they're going to overload your senses and desensitize you to what's coming next. See? And their Lord, Yahweh Shai, shall reign forever. And this is my point. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. Let's find out who the saints are first off. Okay? Let's find the saints. All right. Psalms 148 and 14. Okay. He exalteth the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel. A people near unto him, praise ye the Lord. How are we near to the Lord? How? Because he sent his only begotten son to cover the elect in these last days, that is written in the book of John, chapter 17, verses 5 and 6. 5 through 11. Just read those 5 and 6 verses. You will come to the clear. As a matter of fact, let's go get it. Fuck it. Why not? 17, verse 5. Hold on. And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. I manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. Now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. For I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them, and have known surely that I came out from thee, and they have believed that thou didst send me. I pray for them, not for the world. John 3:16 does not apply. The whole world. The world is called cosmos, a heavenly orderly arrangement of the saints, of people near unto the Most High God, the children of Israel, the elect amongst them. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them that thou hast given me, for they are thine. And all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. So, during the time of Jacob's trouble, you're going to be looking for the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and other righteous men standing on street corners. You're going to have other individuals that are sold out, going to tell you all about Jesus saves, all this other bullshit. Don't worry, God loves you anyway. Just put some money in that bowl down there so we can blah, blah, blah. Fuck all of that bullshit. You needed the truth from the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, but you didn't receive it. You scoffed against it. You mocked against every video that we put up. The Most High God has angels that are recording every action, every thought, every movement that you make in heaven, that you do on earth. Every word that you say on earth. That is the reason why it is said that thou mayest, instead of speaking against the heavens, that, you know, the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is in heaven, and thou art upon earth, and therefore let thy words be few. But you got your mouth open, talking shit, right? Verse 11, and now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee, Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those that thou gavest me I have kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled. Who is the son of perdition? Let's find out. The son of perdition, right? 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, which happened already, right? Like it says in Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4, that we would be discontinued from our heritage and our inheritance, practicing as Israelites, going to the temple every year and worshiping before at the altar of the Most High God, giving sacrifices unto the Most High for the sins that we committed all year, where we would have a high priest. But we don't have a high priest. We don't have an ephod. We don't have an altar. We don't have anything. So the Most High God sent his only begotten Son that covers us in his blood, that wherever we are, that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai will be among us and dwell among us also. Like it says in Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 16, that wherever we had been scattered, the Most High God would be a small sanctuary to those individuals wherever we would dwell, and we're in the countries in which we were scattered. Okay? Now, that man of sin be revealed. Who is the man of sin? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is being revealed through these Epstein files. Okay? The son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And that's what he's done. The temple of the Most High God is with men. Right? Where it says, okay, hold on. Let me, is it good? Boom. Boom. First Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? Verse 17. If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy. Right? That's where it goes off into Revelation chapter 20. They shall feed you things. Oh no, 2 Ezra chapter 16. They shall feed you things idle with things offered unto idols. Right? That's how the temple of the Most High is defiled. But our food and water would be defiled wherever that we dwell in the countries that we've been scattered, living amongst the heathen, Hellenized and colonized to believe in the social structures, the clothing, the way we walk, talk, our language, our food stuffs, everything would be defiled amongst the heathen where we were scattered. So our food and our bread is defiled among the heathen, right? Him shall the Most High destroy, for the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are. Right? 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit which is in you, which ye have of the Most High, and ye are not your own? See? For ye are bought with a price. Therefore glorify the Most High in your body and in your spirit, which are the Most High's. Okay? Wisdom of Solomon. Okay? Let's go back to, no, what was I at? Second Ezra, well, no. Second Ezra chapter 16, and then I'm going to get out of here. And I'm going to go and watch that video again. Right? Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Now I just explained to you who God's chosen people are. Okay? For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Hear ye, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, so with that, I'm going to open this video back up, and we're going to start it over. Boom, boom.
Released showing the Navy is managed.
All right, hold on. Then I got to get out of here and get to work.
ICE is buying incinerators, and now we have proof. A Navy contract was just released.